All right, you guys ready for your next performer? Yes, you guys still got the energy. You just got back from Las Vegas. He's here in town on a special occasion. Here he is. He's a New Jersey bad boy. Round of applause for Jimmie Lee, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Give me a round of applause. I just flew in from Las Vegas, Nevada. How you doing, sir? Good to see you back in men's clothes again. It's been a while since I've seen you. It's all right if you're gay. It can happen to you. It can happen to you. But it did happen to you. Hey, I had a threesome last night. I used both hands. I saw a girl out in the front. She had a t-shirt, so she guessed. I went up. I said, implants? Didn't get that one, son? Take your time, there's no rush. I went to one of the discount massage parlors down in LA. I found it was self-service, so I left. I'm Jimmie Lee, the Jersey Outlaw. I play a lot in Las Vegas. When I'm out there, sir, I sign 100 autographs a day. Nobody takes them, but I sign them anyway. And we were going to stay there at the New York, sir, but it was too expensive, so we stayed at the Newark. I signed a 5-year deal 1 week ago with Harris Casino, sir, in Las Vegas, Nevada. A 5-year deal. How about that, everybody? Now we're waiting for them to sign. Now my name was on the marquee. It said Harris Casino presents Jimmie Lee, the Jersey Outlaw. A wind gust, sir, came in and blew the P off the presents, and I looked up an hour later, and it said Harris Casino resents Jimmie Lee, the Jersey Outlaw. Sir, you're not going to believe it. Right underneath my name, it said Craps and Lounge. No shit. But anyway, after the show, a couple came up. They got all excited, sir. They recognized me. They said, Jimmie Lee, just one picture. And I couldn't believe it. They handed me the camera. I took their picture. I said to Walt, I never wanted to be a big star. And things are actually working out perfect. So, career's going good, though. I just finished my first book. Now I'm going to read another one. Now, Caesar's Palace loves us. We got a nice letter from them a week ago. They said, we're so happy to see you at Harris. Anybody remember the Sands Hotel? Yeah. We were one of the last acts to play there. We were upset when they exploded the hotel because we were actually on stage at that time. But after the show, Walt and my wife, we went out and had drinks. Walt's Irish. He said to the bartender, I'd like to have an IW. And the bartender said, what's that? He said, Irish whiskey. I'm Italian, sir. I said, I'd like to have the DR. The bartender said, what's that? I said, they go red. They go red, sir? Hold the applause. My wife's Asian. She said, I'd like to have the number 13. The bartender looked up and said, what in the hell's that? She said, 7 and 7, stupid. You guys get that? Hey, I come from a rough family, hon. Looked up my family tree last night. 4 dogs were using it. Anyway, when I was young, I saw my parents having sex for the first time. It was disgusting. It was the worst video that I ever rented. I remember when I was young, they sent me to child psychiatrist. The kid didn't help out at all. I always used to ask my dad if I could go ice skating on the lake. He said, wait till it gets warmer. I mean, they didn't go for me as a kid. My dad toys were toasters and radios. And they always had me take the family picture, huh? This way I wouldn't be in it. I mean, I couldn't catch a break, so I'd go fishing, I'd catch nothing. I'd go to orgies, I'd catch everything. Nothing worked out for me. You follow me, sir? You follow me? You follow me, I'll call the cops, so don't even think about it. My crazy uncle, he thought Washington crossed to Delaware because he had a girl in Jersey. I mean, his dying wish was down in his lap. He was in the electric chair. But I went and got married. I got 3 kids now, 1 of each. I mean, I love kids. I just don't like my kids. You know what I mean? I told my wife I'm seeing a psychiatrist. She went and told me she's seen a psychiatrist, a chiropractor, and a plumber. I told her our kids are spoiled. She said a lot of kids smell that way. She, sir, wants to have sex in the backseat of the car. She wants me to drive. And my kids, they go to private school. They won't even tell me where it's at. I told my son about the birds and the bees. He went and told me about my wife and the butcher. And my daughter's another one. I just found out she's a lesbian. I took her down to the mall. She got designer Dikeys. She returned them when the tongues weren't long enough. She's going back to school. She's going to get her liquor license. I said to her, what do you want for Christmas? She said she wants a watch, so I let her. I'm working on it. And my son, he said, what do you want for Father's Day? I told him I want to prove you're my kid. I mean, last week the house was on fire. My wife said the kids be quiet and wake up Daddy. I got picked up by a hooker in Las Vegas and I dropped my pants. She dropped her price. Came up to my room topless. Her upper tension fell out. I said to her, let's go over the whole 9 yards. She said, let's be more accurate. We'll go for the 1.5 inches. I asked her, sir, for a hand job. She gave me a manicure. Come on, give it up for the Jersey Outlaw. Wake up over there. I'm all the way in here from Las Vegas, Nevada. And I gotta say that this actually is the largest crowd that I've actually ever played for. Actually, just shit. Next week I'm going to be at the Outlaw. How many people are married? How many people are married? There's a clap. There's no need to clap because this guy over here already has it. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about my wife. My wife's Asian. Every time I think about her, I actually want to order. And when I call her on the phone, she's ready in 10 minutes, but when we make love, she's done in 2. But I met her on a blind date, and I said, describe yourself. She did. She said, I'm a beautiful South Asian woman, busty curvy, wearing a sexy black dress. I wanted to impress her. I said, meet me my favorite gourmet restaurant. So we met at Denny's. When I met her, I said, are you Linda? And she said, are you Jimmie? I said, yes. She said, then I'm not Linda. She told me my Chinese name last night. Come quick. She's afraid of the dark. She saw me naked. Now she's afraid of the light. Now my friend Bob Fisher, the owner of the club, he was nice. He gave me the keys to the presidential suite over at the Motel 6 about a week ago. I went in, sir. There was a round bed. There was a mirror above the bed. It said objects may appear to be larger than they actually are. I get ready to make passionate love. This guy comes in to work light. And I'm making love for about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And I said, honey, how come you're so quiet? She said, I'm in the bathroom, you idiot. And I said, stay there. She said, why? I said, I'm actually doing better without you. Now, she's a lousy cook. I told her that. And I said, if you cook better, we could fire the chef. She said, if you could make love better, we could fire the chauffeur. The other night I came home tired and I told her I wanted to be in the bottom. I wanted her to be in the top. You know what she did? She went out and came home with a bunk bed. But I got even. I got one of those strobe lights, those flashy lights, and now when we make love, it looks like she's moving. On the honeymoon night, I said, honey, am I the first one? She said, why does everybody ask me that same question? No brag, I had 3 ladies pounding at my bedroom door last night. I finally let them out. And I married my wife, so she was in a rodeo. She was a bull rider. I figured anybody who thought 8 seconds was a long time to be on would be a good wife. How many people have been to Las Vegas, Nevada? Because I do a lot of shows out there. I've been there. And I want to tell you, Brian's here. He flew all the way in from LA to see the show. And Brian's a great guy. Brian knew he was gay as a kid because when we were dissecting frogs, he was open flies. But it's all right, Brian. I want to tell you guys, I was 20 years old when I had sex for the first time in Las Vegas. Now, did anybody ever have that happen? No. It happened for me funny. I'll tell you what happened. I was young, frightened, and nervous. I was alone. I tried to be gentle, but it was hard. I finally got a grip on myself. My Italian dad came in, so he said, Jimmie, if you do that too much, you're going to go blind. I said, Pop, I'm over here. I told him maybe I ought to go to those places where you pay. And he said, you don't want to do that. If you do that, you'll find something unexpected. I went, sir, I saw something unexpected. I saw my father. So I'm going to tell you, I did a good deed today, so you'll be proud of me. I caught a handicapped guy trying to park in one of our spots. I kicked him right out. So a skinny guy in Florida, sir. He weighed 100 pounds. His testicles weighed 50 pounds. He came up and told me he felt sick. I said, pal, you're not sick, you're half nuts. I was up in Canada about a month ago, hon. In Toronto, I had a little bit too much moose head, but the moose was happy. Did you know in Canada that why they do it doggy style? So they can watch the hockey game together. Did you guys know the Italians invented the toilet seat, but it was the Jews that were smart enough to put a hole in the middle? Did you know the Greeks invented sex, but it was the Italians how they taught the Greeks to do it with women? My wife and I were married in a nudist colony. We were the only ones dressed. And when the priest came up and said to my wife, "You take this man to be your loved one husband," she looked over, sir, and saw a guy over there with a large member. She said, "Hell no, I like that guy." I looked over. I said, "Buddy, you could be the best man." I said, "If I had a member like that, I could rule the world." He said, "It ain't mine. It belongs to the guy behind me." I went up front. I was with Robert Zapata earlier. We saw an elderly couple. And I said, "Do you and your wife have mutual orgasm?" And the guy said, "No, we actually have State Farm." And my father, I took him to the Medicaid office about a month ago to see if he qualified. Sorry, I opened his shirt up. They saw the gray hairs. They said, "You qualify for Medicaid." Leaving, I said, "Dad, you're lucky they didn't ask you to take down your pants." And he said, "Why?" I said, "Because you could qualify for total disability." So if you like my show tonight, let me hear you say yeah, because again, I flew all the way in from And I just, before I do my closing jokes, I just want to call this guy up on stage. What's your name, son? Right here with the hat. What's your name?
It's Art.
You don't have to holler, right? Come on up. This is cool. Give Art a round of applause over there. Nobody's going to run, Art. No, he's not behind you. Art, guess who hangs out in the men's room? Guess who hangs out in the men's room? All the dicks. You should have known that a lot. Listen, Art, I never forget a face, but in your case, I'm going to make an exception, all right? Now listen, Art, I always knew you were a good-looking guy, but up close, you're gorgeous. And listen, Art, I'm married, but my wife's ill, and I like you. I actually like you more than I thought I would like you. You don't have to worry, Art. I'm not a homosexual. I'm a lesbian. Give it up for Art, everybody. So anyway, I want to tell you guys, I'm glad I did good here tonight, because I want to tell you, I did a political dinner about a month ago in Atlantic City, and I bombed so bad that 4 guys got the fuck up out of their wheelchairs and walked the hell out. I took a break from comedy recently. I had an illness. Everybody was sick of me. But if you like my show, I'm going to be in Vegas in 2 weeks at the International House of Pancakes. If you really like my show, my name's Jimmie Lee, the Jersey Outlaw. If you didn't like my show, my name is Robert Zapata. I'm kidding. Robert and I are good friends. Robert's a great comic. Ask him, he'll tell you. He's a great comic. There's nobody that loves Robert Zapata more than Robert Zapata. So listen. I want to thank the club here for having me tonight, because this club, sir, tonight has transformed me from an unknown comic in New Jersey into virtually an unknown comic in New Jersey. And if anybody asks you tonight, who's Jimmie Lee, the Jersey Outlaw, I want you to tell me he's a comic that flew in from Vegas and love you guys, because I'm not in my home state, but you guys made me feel welcome and proud to be a comedian on this stage. Thanks for having me.